Good morning, you guys. Happy Friday. We made it through the storm, literally. I hope you guys are okay. I hope everybody has power now. I know that was a little tough. I know I lost power for like a half a day. And that was tough. We don't realize how much power we need for everything that we want to do, whether we want to cook, charge our phone, all that stuff that we're just so accustomed to doing and not able to do. So I was like, you know what? Let me read something. Because I was just sitting there not doing anything. But anyway, I have some exciting news today, and I want to talk about that this morning. So I can officially announce that I am now the managing broker at a new REMAX office in East Point, Georgia. And so I am now in charge of not only continuing to help my clients through the buying and selling process, but I am also recruiting other agents. So I have more responsibility, but I'm excited about the opportunity. And next week, I am going to have the owner of Remax Gold in East Point on my show. And we are going to talk about an event that we're having on Saturday, October 12th. And this event is going to basically introduce me as the new broker, him as the new owner. And what's exciting about him being the owner of Remax is there's not a lot of Remax owners that look like me or look like us, So it's exciting that he was able to open this office and he hired me to be his, managing broker. So it's really exciting. So we're going to be on the show next Friday, but mark your calendars for October 12th, and it's going to be at our East Point location from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And if you have any questions, we do still have some sponsorship and vendor opportunities. My direct number is 678-849-4734. And you can call me to get the information to basically RSVP. If you have any sponsorship or vendor, if you want some sponsorship or vendor opportunities, we would love to have you. So definitely, please give me a call, and we'll put you on a list. Or you can email me. I'm going to give you my direct email is TRISHA. That's TRISHA dot REALTHER. REALTHER at gmail.com. And this is if you want to RSVP, if you want to be a sponsor or be a vendor at this event. So it's going to be an all black affair. You will be able to mix and mingle with some real estate professionals, as well as some of the people that I have done business with, or the owner Will Thomas has done business with as well. So we are super excited about this event, about this opportunity to grow East Point in a phenomenal way. So thank you guys for your support, for listening to my show, and for the people who have called me to start working with me. I really appreciate you guys, because this is kind of where it starts, continuing to help the community, but also building as well. So super excited about that. But for today's show, we are going to talk about pain points. We're going to talk about some of the pain points that people come to me and they are concerned about when they're purchasing a home. And believe it or not, I would say 8 times out of 10, people are more ready than they think they are. But it's a lot of misconceptions. It's a lot of, oh, well, I heard, and, stuff like that, when it's talk to a professional that really knows what's going on, not someone who just thinks they know. Oh, I saw this on social media. Oh, I saw this on whatever. And not to knock social media or anything like that, but not all that information is correct, especially if it's not someone that's in the actual industry that follows this industry. Real estate is a very cyclical, it's a very cyclical industry. You have your ups, you have your downs, you have your peaks, and you have your valleys. So if you are talking to the wrong person, it could get you in a situation where you could have missed out on an opportunity because you listened to the wrong person. So when I say to talk to a professional, preferably me, but anyone who is in this industry that actually is doing business, because some people are like, oh, I've been following, real estate for a long time, but are you in it? Are you on the day to day on, or do you know everything that's going on? And so, and I gave you some tips and tricks before on how you can research on your own if you don't want to talk to a professional. But today's show is really about some pain points because, especially now when the rates are up and down, homes are up and down, really more up than down. I really want to give you some good information on what's the truth and what's not, basically. So, when you're going to look for a home, I already kind of drilled in your head, some of the main things to do, but there's also some pain points that not everybody will basically talk about. So, one of the things I would say you would have to have is patience, right? The reason why I say patience is because of the right now the rates actually dropped. We were almost at 8% as far as rates. We are now down in the fours. So you have 4.75, 5.2. And so that's already a good sign, you know. Um so people were scared to buy when the rates were at a 7 or an 8. But here's the thing, and I think I told you this before as well. When the rates are low, that means more people are buying, so you have more competition, right? So if you are looking to make a deal with a seller, they're not so prone to give you that deal if there's so many other people looking at this home. Now, I want to tell you a story what happened to me and my client last year, and it worked out in her benefit. So last year I had someone, she's a teacher, and she, first of all, let me tell you her pain point. Her pain point was she didn't think that she could buy her house because the last time she bought a house, she was married and she's no longer married. So I'm like, no, you can still buy a house. You may not be able to get as much house. I don't know how much, the house, if you guys were together, what was the situation, but you can still buy a house. And so she was like, well, how about if something happens to the house? And she had, those concerns. That was her pain point. So number one, she didn't think she could buy because she didn't think that she had everything that she needed. Well, when we looked at everything, like I always tell you to get pre-approved, she had a 700 plus credit score. That was a check. She had her down payment and her closing costs. Check, check. She's been a teacher for over 10 years. Check. So I'm like, what exactly do you feel that you need to purchase? What else? Because it looks like you did your due diligence and you saved, you got your score where it needs to be. And then that's when she brought up she didn't think she could buy because she brought with her husband, and if something was wrong with the house, he would be able to fix it. Well, ladies, right? Even if you are not married, you can still purchase a home on your own. Things happen, of course, but there's also people there to fix it. So the first line of defense that I told her is that we will get you a home warranty. So I talked about a home warranty before, but I will explain it again. So a home warranty is insurance that covers major appliances in your home, major high ticket price items in your home. So example, it covers your water heater, it covers your refrigerator, your dishwasher, your stove, it covers plumbing, and it doesn't cover your roof, but that's why you have your regular insurance. But the home warranty will cover some of the big ticket items that some women, and I would probably be the same, are afraid that I know I can't fix this. Who am I going to call? So if you have this home warranty, you will call your home warranty company. and they will come out and, well, have someone come out and take a look at it and fix it for you. So that was one thing I told her that we can have. The other thing was, of course, having your regular insurance to make sure your roof and major things that unexpectedly, like last week we had a hurricane, it covers if anything happened to your roof. I know somebody that a tree fell on their home, and thankfully they had insurance to cover that. So there is some line of defense, if you are, afraid of buying a home for that reason. But also, if you are working with someone like me who has resources. So if, let's say, the home warranty, you don't want to call them or you don't have it at the time, or whatever the case may be, I also work with some contractors that can come out and take a look at it for you. And it may not be as bad as what you think. And that's another thing. Sometimes it looks like it could be something major, but it's really not as bad as you think. I actually had the same situation. I have a home warranty, and the home warranty company was like, oh, well, you just need to do, it was like something real simple, something real simple that needed to be done. But even if you don't, like I said, if you have a trusted advisor, you could call your contractor, call, call your trusted advisor and ask for contractor information, whether you need a plumber, you need your AC looked at. And that's something else that your home warranty will cover is your HVAC system. So if you don't have home warranty and you're already in a home, that is something to definitely look into, because when I first bought my home, I had some issues with my air conditioner, and thankfully I had the home warranty to basically cover it. All I had to pay is like a small deductible. So that is definitely something to look into, if you already have a home. So that pain point is one. It's like not thinking that you can buy a house because things go wrong with the house. So people are like, well, you know what? I'd rather rent because if something happens to the house, then my landlord could cover it. Well, guess what? You're paying your landlord's mortgage. So yeah, he's gonna fix everything, right? Or do you have some landlords that don't fix anything? Let's be honest. Let's be honest, not all of them are the greatest. But that shouldn't be, if home ownership is something that you want, and I'm not knocking anyone who does not feel that home ownership is for them, but if you feel like home ownership is for you, and the only thing that's stopping you is if you think that something's going to go wrong, we'll do our due diligence in the front to make sure that that's not a pain point for you. Another pain point that is definitely happening right now. Oh, I don't think I have enough for down payment. I don't think I have enough for closing costs. Right. So I always recommend to have as much as you can. But right now, because people are not buying the way they were before, there are a lot of down payment assistant programs out right now. There are, I know Clayton County has one that's up to $20,000. They will help you with down payment and closing costs. There's Georgia Dream that will give you about 10 to 15,000. So there's a lot. Once again, talk to your trusted advisor and they can give you some different options. Sometimes you may not have to put no money down, right? So we talk about down payment, but some programs you don't need a down payment. You just need closing costs. Now, if you get with a seller that doesn't have a lot of buyers, you may be able to get the seller to pay some of your closing costs. So right now, I'm under contract with one of my clients, and not only is he getting down payment assistance, he is getting $15,000 worth of closing costs. And why? Because this seller did not have a lot of people looking at his home. So he was willing to negotiate, right? Remember I told you when the sellers don't have a lot of competition, they're willing to negotiate. So he was able to get $15,000 worth of closing costs. So if down payment or closing costs is an issue, talk to your trusted advisor. There may be some ways to still get you in a home. if homeownership is what you want. So when you're thinking about the overall picture of the moving pieces and stuff like that, that's the reason why people always say talk to a trusted advisor, because we know some of the ins and outs of things so that you can get into a home and feel the pride of owning your own home. So when we come back from break, I'm going to finish up with some more tips and tricks on how to still purchase a home even though you may have some pushback. Talk to you soon. All right, y'all. I'm back. I really love that song. Love, love, love. So, we're going to jump back into talking about some pain points. Just want to remind you, if you do have some questions in regarding anything I'm talking about today, anything related, real estate related, please give me a call at 678 849 4734, and I'm here to help. So now the next thing we're going to talk about is when it's time to purchase, some people don't have the time. Their work schedule is crazy. They travel often. I had a client that was actually moving from New York here, and time was of the essence, right? So he was like, how I'm going to navigate from New York here. So I was actually able to do some, now with this modern technology, I was able to FaceTime him and show him property. I was able to have the inspection um, for him, actually physically going there for him, talking to the inspector, giving him the opportunity to talk to the inspector. So there's ways, even if you have a crazy schedule, for you to still look at homes when it's that, when you get that time, because some people's schedules is crazy. Like for me, I know my schedule can be very crazy. So if somebody was trying to pin me down, you know what I mean, I would have to be like, okay, you need to get on my calendar and these are the days that I have available. Sometimes people have one weekend, like the young man from New York, he had one weekend to basically find what he wanted and to go back. So we scheduled, and actually more recently I had someone to fly in from Miami, had one weekend, and we looked at over 10 homes just to make sure that, they had an opportunity to look at as many homes as they can. And then we started seeing the pattern. So now, when they came back the second time to actually put something on the contract, there wasn't a need to see all those homes. We already saw the pattern based on the price range, based on the location. So we could say, okay, this time around, we're only going to see three. You know what I mean? Because they already knew the area they liked. They already knew they wanted to stay in a certain price range. So even if your schedule is crazy, there's still ways, and I still will make sure that I will make time, for you. If I just need to go to a house and video a house for you, and you might say, you know what, there's no need for me to look at it in person. The video was enough. Next. Or you may see the video and say, you know what, I want to put an offer during the due diligence period. Remember, during the due diligence period, this is your opportunity to look at the home, even if it's for the first time, see if it's something that you want, do your inspections. And so that's something else that can happen as well. So some people put an offer on a home and they're not even in the same state, just based on videos and pictures. And then when it is actually under contract, they physically come look at it and do their due diligence during that period to make sure it is exactly what they want. So that is something to think about as well. Excuse me, when it comes to a busy schedule. If you have a busy life, just let your trusted advisor know that my schedule's crazy. This is when I'm available. Can we work something out? And 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have, agents who are like, okay, yes, we'll accommodate, whether it's video, pictures, whatever the case may be, or just, tying down some time. I actually have a client that is coming in this weekend to look at homes, and she lives in Savannah. She is coming here to live permanently, and we have a few homes that we're going to look at tomorrow. So there's ways, even if you're not in the city of Atlanta and the metro area yet, there's ways that we can still have you look at homes. And sometimes online on the actual um, website like Zillow or things like that, they may have like a 3D tour of the home as well. So if that's not the case, then of course that I could do it for you. But yeah, there's sometimes there's homes that have like a 3D tour on it, so you can see, it's like you're walking through. Especially during COVID time, that's how some people were buying homes. They were not touring, and especially how crazy it was. They weren't touring homes, they were doing the 3D tour, and they felt like it was enough for them to make an offer. And because it was a million offers anyway, if you actually did get picked during your due diligence period, you could see if you really wanted that home. And so that is something that you can also do as well. So don't feel like, oh, my schedule is so busy that I'm not going to be able to actually look at homes. Definitely there's ways around that, especially now with technology and all that great stuff. So another thing that people talk about when it comes to the pain point of purchasing a home are taxes. Oh, great Uncle Sam. Right. So we know that we can't run from Uncle Sam. There's nothing that we can do about that. But I will say that you are able to, I don't know if people notice, you can actually dispute your taxes. When you're a homeowner, they send you a letter and they let you know that your taxes are going to be XYZ, right? They actually ask you if you want to dispute it, and you can. I actually met someone that is her job. She actually helps homeowners if their taxes are too high or they feel their taxes are too high. She knows how to dispute it to possibly get it lower. So remember I said about resources, you know what I mean? You just have to ask your trusted advisor. Another thing to remember too, I don't know if you guys know, homestead exemption is something else that saves you money on your taxes. What is homestead exemption? Homestead exemption is when you actually, this home that you're purchasing or that you're in is your primary residence. So the homestead exemption, they're going to charge you differently than they would charge someone who is just an investor purchasing the home. If this is your primary residence, then you're definitely going to get some type of discount there. Also, God forbid somebody wanted to sue you, they won't be able to take your home because you are living in it. So that's something to think about. That's a tip and trick I just gave you, right? So yeah, so homestead is exemption. They also have senior discounts. Not sure if you knew that either. Seniors have discounts, get discounts on their taxes as well. So if your taxes come in and they're a little bit higher than what they need to be, and you are a senior, that's something to look into as well. So don't be afraid of taxes, because unfortunately we're not going to be able to get rid of them, but there might be a way around them as far as, paying something less than what they actually told you need to pay. So before I head out, I just kind of want to recap on some of the objections or pain points that people talk to me about purchasing a home. So know that if you are a single, woman or a man, who doesn't know how to fix things, there are ways to get a home without having to repair things on your own. That's why there's different resources, and that's why people have their own companies and different things to help you guys out, right? Don't think that you don't have enough money sometimes. There may be some money out there to help you with your down payment and your closing costs. Don't think that you don't have enough time. There's now all these different tools to help you look at a home, even if you're not physically there to see it in person. And then, of course, don't be afraid of, every year the taxes are going to go up and this and that. There are ways around it. Trust and believe that. And for those of you who have purchased in a time where the taxes are kind of high or were high, if your taxes are in the eights and nines, and hopefully it's not, but if your taxes are high, I'm sorry, your rate is high, then you may want to look into refinancing. So that is the beauty of, if you're already in your home, you feel like your rate when you purchased your home was high. I know a few people who purchased last year, and their rates were in like the sevens. They may want to look at refinancing, because right now they may could get a 4.7 or 4.5 rate right now. So that is a suggestion I would have. Like, if you are looking for a home and you feel like the rates are high, you can always refinance. So keep that in mind. You can refinance and don't have to worry about um, losing the opportunity of getting a home that you love if the rate is not where you want it to be. You can refinance out of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. And I hope you guys have a happy Friday and have an amazing weekend. And like I said, next week I will have a special guest on that will talk about my new position and the event that we are having on October 12th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Happy Friday, y'all.